Good day, Dr. Surya. I'm Priyadarshini Subramaniam with metric number 271092. I'm from Group 1 and here is the name of my group members Alif, Nur Shazlina, Nur Farini and Nur Shafika. So, we are going to present about concrete and brick buildings. Question number 1 is identify the type and cause of concrete brick building damage. So there are three types of concrete. Number 1 is binding material used in concrete. Number 2 is design of concrete. And number 3 is purpose of concrete. So there are two concrete under binding materials. Number 1 is cement concrete and number 2 is lime concrete. So cement concrete is concrete consisting of cement, sand and coarse aggregates mixed in a suitable proportions in adding to water is called cement concrete. Number 2. In this type of concrete, cement is used as a binding material, sand as fine aggregates and gravel, crushed stones as coarse aggregates. And number 3 is cement concrete is commonly used in buildings, roads, dams, and other important engineering works where strength and durability is of prime importance. Next is lime concrete. The concrete consisting of lime, fine aggregates, and coarse aggregates mixed in a suitable proportion with water is called lime concrete. In this type of concrete, hydraulic lime is generally used as a binding material. Sand and cinder are used as fine aggregates and broken bricks. Gravel can be used as coarse aggregate. Lime concrete is generally used for the sake of economy in foundation works, under floors, over roof, and where cement is not cheaply, easily available in required quantity. So here next is design of concrete. So here are three types of design of concrete. Number 1 is plain cement concrete. Number 2 is reinforced cement concrete. And number 3 is pre-stressed cement concrete. So number 1 is plain cement concrete. The cement concrete in which no reinforcement is provided is called plain cement concrete. This type of concrete is strong in taking compressive stresses but weak in taking in tensile stresses. Plain cement concrete is generally used for foundation work and flooring of buildings. Next is reinforced cement concrete. The cement concrete in which reinforcement is embedded for taking tensile stress is called reinforced cement concrete. In this type of concrete, the steel reinforcement is to be used generally in the form of round bars 6 mm to 32 mm diameter. This concrete is equally strong in taking tensile, compressive, and shear stresses. CRR is commonly used for construction in slabs, beam, columns, foundation, precast concrete. Next is causes of concrete building damage. Number 1 is corrosion. Number 2 is freeze, thaw cycle. Number 3 is fire. And finally, improper installation. Next is type of bricks. Number 1 is fire brick. Number 2, Dutch brick. Number 3 is engineering bricks. Number 4 is cream city brick. Number 5 is burnt clay brick. Number 6 is acid brick. And number 7 is sand lime bricks. And finally, concrete brick. So, causes of bricks building damage. Number 1 is damp. Damp is one of the biggest danger facing brickwork. Simply put, it is build up the excess moisturizer which is then unable to escape. It can be caused by poorly maintained aging and damaged brickwork, as well as detect glittering systems. Number 2 is frost damage and spalling. Another common problem which can affect brickwork, particularly older bricks, is frost damage. Frost attack occur when water turns into ice. As it then expands and takes up a greater volume of the brick, placing stress upon it. This can lead to spalling when the brick face flakes off or crumbles. And finally, strained efflorescence tends to be the most common type of brickwork straining. However, there are a number of other strains which can damage the aesthetics of your property and result in unsightly masonry. Iron straining and manganese straining, for example, can affect the mortar joint of your brickwork, whilst vanadium salt and silicate deposits usually affect the brick face. Similarly, external sources such as pollution and organic growth, mold or algae, for example, can result in straining.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syafiqah binti Mat Lazim. My matric number is 271280. Okay, I will explain about the facility system involved. The first one is brick. Brick cannot be produced without fire and dissipate energy. When left to dry in the sun, brick are called above as discussed above. Brick is another material with a very long history. Partly because brick buildings survive, they are much less likely to be damaged by water and weather than earth building, and the fact a fire brick is stronger than a earth brick means that they can use to build higher structures. Fire brick were made in Mesopotamia in the 3rd millennium. The Roman Empire could almost claim to have been built on brick, and Latin have two terms of brick wood. Unlike the above brick, which was large and heavy, the fire brick fits into the human hand, and because of the brick building have satisfying quality of having been made. Many patterns of bonding brick within a wall were developed, further enriching the appearance of a brick building. The traditional claim could make use for forest thinning and wood that was unsuitable for building or other purpose, as still happen in part of the developing world today, just because such methods are labor rate than capital intensive. But the energy content of modern bricks depend on the fuel used. As a result, research efforts have been put into alternative way of firing brick, such as using agriculture waste or tire, and even solar energy via a large mirror. Next is concrete. In the construction industry, concrete is most commonly used as the foundation for most structures. It is also used in superstructure construction through the use of structure concrete, slab construction, stray construction, and architecture features. These are used in few ways that concrete is implemented in construction. Generally, there are two methods of making the concrete. That is hand making and machine making. In the hand making, the making is done by manual labor. This method is adapted for small construction work only. Normally, the making time is about 3 minutes only. Construction of platform of brick, then concrete or iron sheet. Spread out sand evenly, spread cement on it, make it until color making become uniform, and spread these mixtures and spread coarse add mixture, then make it. During make it remaining, water should be added with continuation process. Time for mix is generally 2 to 3 minutes only. Next is machine making. This is similar to hand making, only the making is carried out in the rotating drum. For machine making, there are ingredients of concrete including water are collected in a revolving drum, and then the drum is rotated for a certain period. Concrete is used for many applications including basic foundation, superstructure, water waste treatment facilities, parking structure, floor construction, and exterior surface. Along with concrete, the form system has evolved to allow that more efficient placement, large quantity placement, and architecture finish further in may be desired.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nozazlina binti Abdullah. My metric number is 263631. Alright, I will explain about the factors included for concrete repair work. Concrete damage is called corrosion, although this definition only applies to metals, but the meaning remains clear. Concrete rust in the chemical, colloidal, or cyclochemical deterioration and damage to components and structure of solid concrete as a result to export to reactive liquids and gas. The first factor is chemical corrosion of concrete, destruction of cement stone components, and leaking of calcium hydroxide due to the effect of salt in the water. Gypsum, which is part of cement, crystallizes and increase in volume. This leads to insertion of the concrete. This type of corrosion appears after a long period of time. Sometimes this process takes decades. The second factor is gas erosion of concrete. A large number of outdoor facilities, calcium in concrete react chemically with carbon dioxide to form calcite. Calcium oxide dissolves rapidly, which disrupts the structure of concrete structures, reducing the vapor permeability of concrete, increase its density, this preventing corrosion. The last one is physical erosion of concrete. Destruction of concrete structure under the influence of several freezing thawing cycles during the period of strength expansion. The liquid enters the pores of the concrete and crystallizes during the freezing process and causes structural damage in the concrete mass. Cracks form over time. The solution to this problem is to create stable conditions during the period of the concrete.
My name is Nur Farini Shafina Metishoemi. My material number 267876. I will present purpose repair work, material use, and the technique related. The following technique require expert and experienced assistance for the best result. The method of repair will depend on the size of the job and the type of repair required. First, the repair method. The repair method can be used on small hole in new concrete which have a depth equal or greater than the surface diameter. Preparation of a dry and packed mix typically consists of about 1 part Portland cement and 2 until 1/2 part sand to be mixed with water. You then add enough water to produce a mortar that will stick together. Once the desired consistency is reached, the mortar is ready to bake into the hole using thin layers. Second, concrete replacement. Concrete replacement is required when 1/2 to 1 square foot areas or larger extend entirely through the concrete section, or where the depths of damaged concrete exceeds 6 inches. When this occurs, normal concrete placement methods should be used. Repair will be more effective if type will existing responsive steel rebar. This type of repair will require of assistance of a professional engineer experienced in concrete construction. Third, replacement unformed concrete. The replacement of damaged or destroyed areas in a horizontal slabs involve no special procedures other than those used in good construction practice for placement of new slabs. Repair work can be bound to all concrete by use of a bond coat made of equal amount of sand and cement. It should have the consistency of vivid cream and should be applied immediately ahead of concrete placement so that it will not set or dry out. Latex, emulsion, build Portland cement, and epoxy resin are also used in bonding. Pre-placed aggregate concrete. This special commercial technique has been used for massive repair, particularly for underwater repair of piers and abutments. The process consists of the following procedures: removing the destroyed concrete, forming the section to be repaired, pre-packing the repaired area with coarse aggregate, and pressure coating the voids between the aggregate particle with cement or sand cement mortar. Fifth, synthetic patches. One of the most recent developments in concrete repair have been the use of synthetic material for bonding and patching. Especially resin compounds are used intensively because of their high bonding strength. Before concrete is ordered for placing, adequate inspection should be performed to ensure that first, foundations are properly prepared and ready to receive a concrete. Second, construction joints are clean and free from defective concrete. Third, forms are grout tight, applying strong and set to their true alignment and grade. Fourth, all reinforcement steel embedded parts are clean in their correct position and securely held in place, and lastly, adequate concrete delivery equipment and facility are on the job, ready to go and capable of completing the placement without additional unplanned constriction. For crack repair, the two main objectives when repairing crack is in concrete structural bonding and watertight steel. For structural bonding, epoxy injection can be used. This process can be very expensive since a skilled contractor is needed for proper installation. The epoxy is injected into the concrete under pressure while in the crack form a monolithic structure. This method repair should not consider if the crack is still moving. Okay, for the watertight seal, unretened sealant can be used. The repair technique does not form a structural bond, however, it can be used on cracks that are still active. Cracks should be opened using a concrete saw or hand tool prior to placing a sealant. A minimum opening of 1/4 inch recommended since small openings are hard to fill. Retention sealant can be applied since they are reversible material and will adhere to other application. All of the factors causing crack must be identified and addressed before repairing concrete to prevent the occurrence of cracks.
My metric is 265716. Today I will present about importance of quality control and evaluation for concrete repair work. First, quality control is concrete is mainly prepared at the construction site using local accessible material of variable properties. Hence, the concrete strength differs from the batch to another batch over a time period. The variation in concrete strength depends on several factors such as variation of the material quality, the mix proportion, the batching, mixing technique, handling, and workmanship. These variations are unavoidable during concrete production. Therefore, it is essential to control the variation to reduce the contrast between the minimum strength and characteristic mean strength of the concrete mix, and consequently diminishing the quality of cement substance. The method which controls this distinction is known as quality control of concrete. The main goal of quality control is lowering the above variation and manufacture a uniform material using the appropriate characteristic regarding the job. Okay, the various advantages of quality control are as following. Okay, first, quality control ensures the logical use of available material after testing their properties and reducing the cost. Second, without quality control, there is no guarantee that the weakness of the area will be compensated in another by overspending in the area. In that case, quality control offer the best solution. Okay, number 3. Quality control helps to minimize the risk of over-design that reduce the overall cost. Number 4. Quality control promotes the completion of a project by checking the concrete production and rectifying the fault at every stage. Okay, number 5, the last one is it's reduce the repair and maintenance cost. Okay, next I will tell about the cost evaluation. In general term, cost evaluation is the process of determining how resources are used. It can be any scale from as focused as one single project or unit of an organization to what comparative studies of resources allocation in the whole network of organization. Okay, some of the importance of the cost evaluation for concrete repair work is firstly to make sure that the project doesn't spend too much money on the material that they had buy. Secondly is to establish goal for the project itself. For example, to set time, productive, or cost restraint on a project you have analyzed and approved. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.